Paper 1, Section 2, Tropical Rainforests. Where are rainforests found? Most tropical rainforests are found on or around the equator. But why? The weather conditions and climate around the equator cause high temperatures all year round, averaging 27 degrees, and high rainfall, around 2,000 millimeters per year. This is due to the rising hot air that triggers rain. However, they do experience distinct wet seasons where rainfall is heavier. Also, in the rainforests, the soils there are iron-rich, red in color, and surprisingly infertile. This means that the soil lacks the nutrients needed for plants to grow. Nutrient cycling is an important process in the rainforests. It shows how nutrients move throughout the rainforest. The three main stores are biomass, soil, and litter. Most nutrients are stored in biomass, which is vegetation, and few nutrients are stored as litter in dead plant and animals, and few nutrients are stored as soil due to plants uptaking them. An example of the nutrient cycle in the rainforest is nutrients being dissolved in the rain are inputs into cycle. Vegetation uptake nutrients in the soil through the roots and decomposers such as fungi and bacteria, which break down the nutrients in dead plants and animals and input those nutrients back into the soil. The image shows the 4 layers of the rainforest and examples of vegetation and animals found in each layer. The bottom layer is called the forest floor. Here you'll find the buttress roots, which are overground roots to help stabilize tall trees and a few shrubs. This layer is very dark as vegetation in the upper layers blocks the sunlight getting through, and you will find lots of predators such as jaguars and larger animals down here. Above this is the understory, where reptiles are usually found, such as snakes and geckos. The vegetation you will find here are usually moss and lichens that grow on the sides of trees. Above this is the canopy layer. Here you will find animals that can live in trees, such as sloths, lemurs, and toucans. There are lots of fruit trees which the animals eat from and tall trees with vines to help them get around. And the top layer is called the emergent layer. Here, tall trees can reach up to 70 meters high. It is the lightest layer with the most access to sunlight, and animals that fly typically live here, such as bats and macaws. Rainforests have a high biodiversity, meaning they are home to lots of plant and animal species. But how have they adapted to living there? Through camouflage, animals blend into the environment to hide from their prey, such as the green-eye frog. Animals have adapted to having limited diets, such as a toucan who only eats fruits from trees that other non-flying animals cannot reach. Also, habitat change. Many animals, such as the sloth, have adapted to living in the canopy and the upper layers of the rainforest to escape from the predators on the forest floor. And nocturnality. Most predators, such as the jaguar, have adapted to being nocturnal so they can hunt for prey whilst they are sleeping. Plants have also adapted to surviving in the rainforest too. Trees have developed buttress roots, which are wide and long roots that cover a large surface area. They help balance tall trees and also go deep underground so they can absorb lots of nutrients. And drip-tip leaves, which are leaves with pointy tips. This allows water to run off the leaf quickly, without breaking or damaging the leaf. And finally, tree trunks. The trees are tall and thin to allow trees to reach the sunlight in the emergent layer. The bark is smooth and allows water to flow down to the roots easily. Interdependence and biodiversity in the rainforest. Being a large-scale ecosystem, everything in the rainforest needs something else in order to survive. Whether that's plants needing sunlight and rain to grow, or predators needing other animals to live there for food. And the rainforest has a high biodiversity which faces many threats such as deforestation, water pollution, and climate change. With all the threats rainforests face, why do we need to protect them? They are valuable in so many ways. 50 million people worldwide call the rainforest their home, where they live sustainably, relying on their resources for survival, such as food, water, and shelter. And medicine, the Amazon is known as the world's medicine cabinet, as around 25% of the world's medicine is derived from there. The rainforests provide us with valuable hardwoods, fruits, nuts, rubber, and rich mineral resources such as gold, tin, oil, and gas. Not to mention their positive impact on the environment. They contain half of all plant and animal species in the world. They absorb and store carbon dioxide. It's an important source of clean water, and it prevents the climate from becoming too hot or dry, producing 20% of the world's oxygen. The threats to the rainforest are deforestation, including illegal logging and replacing trees with farmland, plantations, and settlements. Water pollution. The mining of gold and other minerals can poison rivers, reducing aquatic life and killing wildlife. And climate change, which is causing extreme weather events such as drought and floods, which can affect the biodiversity. How can we sustainably manage rainforests? Well, we can replant trees or selectively deforest them, also called managed deforestation. Malaysia has been implementing this. Ecotourism. Sustainable tourism in rainforests can benefit the area, providing long-term income to local people and governments, such as in Costa Rica. And international agreements, introducing debt for nature swapping. This is where low-income countries reduce their debt repayments in return for halting deforestation. And conservation and education, by making people aware of the importance of rainforests and creating national parks, which are protected areas that can't be touched, such as in Colombia. Let's look at an example of rainforest deforestation. Malaysia, a country located in Southeast Asia, has one of the highest rates of deforestation in the world. This is because they export wood to other countries for money. They clear areas of the rainforest to build roads for access to logging and mining areas. They make room for the farming of palm oil, another big exporter for Malaysia, and they mine tin and drill for oil in the forests too. The impacts of this deforestation on Malaysia are a reduced biodiversity for Malaysia and a reduced medicinal potential. Deforestation leaves the areas vulnerable to soils erosion, meaning it's difficult to replant trees to those areas, and when trees are cut down they release all their stored carbon into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. What are the economic gains and losses of deforestation in Malaysia? Logging and deforestation creates jobs. It contributes towards an improved infrastructure in the area. Deforestation creates space for power plants, such as hydroelectric energy, which is cheap and good for the country. And the country makes money from exporting minerals. On the other hand, fires can pollute and destroy vast areas of forest. Rising temperatures can cause droughts which impact farming. The country will lose on plants that are profitable through medicines, and rainforest tourism will decrease. Overall, there may be short-term economic gains of deforestation, but in the long term, there will be economic losses. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about rainforests.